Good morning, dear students. Class today we were discussing about chapter 5, the devoted friend, first two pages. Today we will see the rest of the chapter explanation. We are starting from page number 45, last paragraph. When Hans said that he is going to buy all the things that he sold during this winter, the miller said, "Hans, I will give you my wheelbarrow, even though its one side is gone and the wheel's spokes are uneven. That is because I think that generosity is the most important quality of our friendship, and I have a new wheelbarrow for myself." So here the miller is offering his old wheelbarrow to our Hans. That time Hans said, "Well, I can repair it with a plank of wood I have in the house." Then the miller said, "A plank of wood? That is just what I need to mend the roof of my barn. I have given you my wheelbarrow. Now you are going to give me your plank." Of course, the wheelbarrow cost far more than the plank, but a true friendship never noticed things like that. Miller offered his old and broken wheelbarrow. Instead of that, he is taking back the plank of wood from our Hans' hand. Hans agreed to that offer and said certainly, and he ran inside to drag the plank out of the shed. After seeing the plank, the miller said, "It is not a very big plank. I am afraid that after I have mended my barn roof, there won't be any left to mend the wheelbarrow. Since I have given you my wheelbarrow, give me some flowers in return. Here is the basket. Fill it quite full." After hearing that, Hans became very sad. "Quite full?" he asked Miller. He became sad because he knew that if he filled it, he would have no flour left for the market, and he was very anxious to get his silver buttons back. Miller took his plank and now a basket full of flowers. One by one, the miller is looting everything from our poor Hans. The miller said, "I thought that is true friendship. There is no selfishness." But actually, here Miller is expressing his selfishness. Listening to that, poor Hans said, "My best friend, you can have all the flowers in my garden. I would rather have your good opinion than my silver buttons." Hans is an innocent man. He was ready to lose his silver button for his friendship. For Hans, it is a true friendship, but for the miller, it is a selfish relationship where he can earn lot of things without pay. He plucked all his pretty primroses and filled the miller's basket. "Goodbye, Hans," said the miller as he went up the hill with the plank on his shoulder and the big basket in his hand. The next day, the miller came with a large sack of flour on his back. And Miller asked to Hans, "Dear little Hans, would you carry this sack of flour for me to market?" But Hans said, "I am really very busy." He was working very hard in his garden. The miller said, "It is rather unfriendly of you to refuse." That made our Hans sad. He said, "Oh, I don't wish to be unfriendly." He picked up the heavy sack with some difficulty and placed it on his shoulder and walked off with slow, heavy and tired steps. He ignored his own work in order to keep his best friend. It was a very hot day and the road was terribly dusty. After 5 miles, Hans was so tired that he had to sit down and rest. But he didn't rest. However, he went on and at last reached the market. He sold the sack of flour for a very good price and returned home. The next day morning, the miller came to get his money, but Hans was still in bed because he was too tired of yesterday's work, the work which he did for his best friend. The miller said, "You are very lazy. I will give you my wheelbarrow, so you must work harder." By rubbing his eyes, Hans said, "I am very sorry, but I was so tired." The miller said to Hans, "I want you to come up to the mill and mend my barn roof for me." Hans was very anxious, for his flowers had not been watered for 2 days, but he did not like to refuse the miller as he was such a good friend. He went up to the barn and worked till sunset. "There is nothing as delightful as the work one does for others," said the miller. "He came there to see how the Hans is working." Hans replied, "It's such a privilege to hear you talking about such noble ideas. Do you think I will ever be able to speak like that?" Miller said, "In time. Now you know how to be a good friend. If you work harder, you will learn to talk clearly and expressively. But now you go and rest, for I want you to drive my sheep to the mountains tomorrow." Without receiving any payment or benefits, our Hans worked hard for the miller. Miller used the word good friendship in order to utilize Hans' time and energy. The miller kept sending him on long tasks every day, or got him to help at the mill. Hans' flowers suffered, for he never had time to look after them. One evening, Hans was sitting by his fireside. It was a stormy night, and the wind was roaring around the house. There was a loud knock at his door. It was the miller with a light in his hand. "Dear Hans," cried the miller, "my little boy has hurt himself, and I have to get the doctor. But he lives so far away. It would be much better if you went instead. I am going to give you my wheelbarrow. You should do something for me in return." Here we can see again and again the miller is offering wheelbarrow, and he never gives by the name of wheelbarrow. He already took a plank of wood, a basket full of flowers, a very heavy sack to the market, and he repaired the miller's barn roof. He took his sheep to the mountains and worked in his mill. Each and every time, Miller said that, "I am going to give you the wheelbarrow. You should do something return." Our innocent and little Hans said, "I am glad you came to me. I will start off at once. Do lend me your light. It's very dark, and I might fall into the ditch." But the selfish miller said, "It is my new light. I don't want anything to happen to it." Actually, Hans was doing a help for Miller. He is going away to get the doctor for Miller's son. He was too selfish to give his new light to our Hans. Hans said, "Well, I can do without it too." He took down his great fur coat, tied a muffler around his neck, and started off. But he could hardly see anything, and could scarcely stand against the strong wind. Still, he walked for 3 hours and arrived at the doctor's door. "Who is it?" cried the doctor. "It's me, Hans. The miller's son has hurt himself, and they want you to come at once." "All right," said the doctor, and he ordered his horses. He took his big boots and light, and he started his journey to Miller's house. But our Hans was behind him. He was walking very slowly with a lot of effort. The storm grew worse. Soon Hans lost his way, and he wandered off on the open area of hills covered with rough grass. The moor was full of deep holes, and there, inside that holes, our poor Hans died. At Hans' funeral, the miller was the chief mourner. The miller said, "As I was his best friend, I should have the best place." He walked at the head of the procession, and every now and then wiped his eyes with a big handkerchief. "This is a great loss to everyone," said the blacksmith. Everyone nodded in agreement. Nobody said to Miller that he misused his devoted friend. Nobody said to him that he is the reason for Hans' death. The miller complained to one person who would hear to him that, "It's a great loss to me. I almost gave him my wheelbarrow. Now I don't know what to do with it. It is in such a bad shape that I would not get anything for it if I sold it. I will certainly not give away anything again." So saying, he went on his way. The entire chapter shows that Miller is utilizing and looting the poor Hans. Dear students, value your friendship and be a good and devoted friend. Thank you. Good morning, dear.